There we go. All opened up. Super duper excited for this. I tell you what. So big. It's taking up pretty much my whole camera, zoomed out as much as I can, even on my tripod thing. But what a fancy box. I tell you what. I have been such a big fan of 8-bit theater. First found it when I was like, what, 12 or 13. I was a freshman in high school. Yeah, so I had to have been 13. I love this so much. So let's take a look. It is real fancy schmancy. And whew, okay, that makes a lot more sense that this is like a big padded box. So I don't know if this is a collector box, just really good shipping because it came in another box, but right on. So I kickstarted this. It's kind of serendipitous. I hadn't been on Kickstarter for like a year or two, and sword chucks. I love that. That's great. I hadn't been on Kickstarter for like a year or so, and I was logging in to check on old Kickstarter I'd backed that hadn't shipped rewards, and I saw uploaded within a half hour an 8-bit theater Kickstarter, so I had to do that. So yeah, these are pens. With cute little representations, because it was a pixel comic and they can't use the sprites for like selling or merchandise. Does this work? Oh, it does. Yeah, the magnets. Yeah, sword chucks right there. That is so cool. I love that. Yeah, so I was a huge fan of that and the humor, and I read it pretty much daily. There's supposed to be some prints in here too. Okay, I guess that's not it. That's just a protective piece of paper. But yeah, here's the book. It's a big sucker, kind of hard to get a hold of in there. Yeah, let me get a book to compare the size of. I just picked up this issue of RoboCop the other day out of a dollar bin, so that's the size of a regular comic book, so you can tell it's a pretty big book right there. I just had that on the top of my stack because I just picked it up, but yeah, this is real nice looking. Look at these pages. Whew. You know what, before I dig into that, I think that this has to be the prints here, so let's take a look at these. Fighter and a Black Mage. I like that. Not my favorite art style. Not quite how I pictured them, but that's cool. Oh, I like that. Red Mage doing all his calculations. That's real fun. Oh, that's a good group shot. I can dig that. That's pretty rad. I like that better than the. I like that better than this art style here. But it's a bit cartoon. Now this is what I'm talking about. That looks sick. Whoo boy. Yeah, I like that. Getting all the bad guys there. Oh, and this one's got to be the best one. I think that captures the cartoony spirit of the series very well. And I like how the sprites are actually there on the wall in hieroglyphics. That's fun. I like these skeletal zombies. Yeah, that's real rad. Some pretty good art prints in there. I like it. I don't know, something about the style on this one's really throwing me off. But yeah, man, I was so big into this. I actually made a costume and dressed up as the Black Mage character for a convention. There was going to be a Squaresoft convention in San Francisco in July of 2001. And that was to celebrate the release of Final Fantasy Spirits Within and the upcoming Final Fantasy X. So I went to that dressed up as the Black Mage character. It was a real hoot. I ended up winning. I think it was second or third place in a costume contest. I got a bit of loot there. You know what? Hold on a second before I dig into this. Hey, see that right there? That's me on the TV screen here. I found a little news bit about the convention I went to. Found it on someone else's YouTube here.
The dream is always the same.
On the day before the Final Fantasy movie opened, Square EA threw a little party for all the Final Fantasy fans at the PlayStation Store at Metreon, San Francisco. Final Fantasy fanatics lined up around the block as rumors circulated that the creator of the Final Fantasy universe, Hironobu Sakaguchi, might make an appearance. Inside, the party was in full swing, complete with raffles, Final Fantasy games, auctions,
Yeah, that's me right there.
where the winners received Final Fantasy toy sets, action figures, soundtracks, and exclusive Squaresoft t-shirts.
Yeah, so anyhow, I went to a Final Fantasy convention, but I was dressed up as a Black Mage because of the character from the comic here, not because I had a huge, overwhelming love for the original Final Fantasy. I hadn't even played the original Final Fantasy at that point. I'd only played Final Fantasy 4, which I knew was Final Fantasy 2. But this is cool. It's signed right here, and it looks like I'm number 24, which I got in real early when I first spotted this. It was like only up for a half hour. So I wonder if these are numbered by the actual order of people that were actually all up in the Kickstarter there. But we got a cool introduction here, and then we're jumping into the scripts, and that's what it is. It's a script book for all the comics because you can't actually publish the thing as comics. Why? Because Squaresoft or Square Enix owns all the rights to that stuff. So, this is pretty rad. And I do just want to say that I did end up a year or two later playing Final Fantasy 1. I bought those PlayStation bundles where bundled Final Fantasy 1 and 2 together. And I think it bundled, what was it? 2 and... what was it? 2 and 1 and 2 together? I don't remember, but I ended up with all the Final Fantasies pretty much, plus Chrono Trigger, getting it on the PlayStation. And my favorites ended up being 1 and 5 when everything was said and done. Although my nostalgia is always there for number 4 because that was the first one I played. But this is pretty cool. I'm going to have fun leafing through this. It'd be I'm really interested to compare the scripts to the actual comics and see how it all went and translated. But this is cool. Looks like we got our little bios for all the people here. I find the putting their pronouns in front of that's kind of obnoxious. Like if nobody can figure out your pronouns, you can tell them. But just starting out with that I don't know, that kind of turns me off of it, honestly. But real curious to go through all these names and see if I recognize anybody. Looks like a lot of people use names, but a lot of people use funny names. Like here's Dr. McGoodtimes. All right, Dr. McGoodtimes. That's pretty fun. But that's pretty neat. I like the art prints, not all of them. Really loved this series when I was a young teen. It was a big deal to me, and I'm really excited to have this book. I just wish I could have the actual comic books bound in a book, but I guess if I ever really feel like it, I can print some stuff out and bind it myself. So that's my unboxing video. It's pretty exciting to get a Kickstarter and actually have it show up here, and a lot of really neat goodies. I like the art prints. These pins are real cute. I'll figure out something to do with those. But man, this box is just so big. I'm definitely going to have to keep this just as a book on my shelf because I can't keep it in this box as nice as it is. It's just too dang big. I can't even fit it on my reading desk here. But yeah, real fun. Very excited for that. Thank you for joining me along on this journey.